mothers, because I realized that there was an overwhelming number of teenage mothers. In Sironko, we have more than 38,000 teenage mothers, which is quite embarrassing. Last year we were the first in defilement. This year we are the third in defilement. There is a question mark. And the only way we can solve this problem is if all of us come together as a united force to capture this monster of teenage motherhood, and we see the way forward. And also create a platform. This very center is going to be a platform to address the teenage mothers, to motivate them, to mentor them. We get the historicals, the legendaries to come and visit these young ladies and speak to them and tell them the beautiful future that is ahead of them. As you know, it is not a secret. Every girl was told, you read hard, don't get pregnant. You read hard, don't get pregnant. Therefore, when a child gets pregnant, they get this stigmatization in the community. They get segregated. Even their own parents sometimes mistreat them. But it's not intended to mistreat them. It's just them expressing the frustration that I was expecting a lot from you. Because motherhood takes a lot from a woman. And she should come into motherhood when she's ready to embrace motherhood. But now they are looking at these babies, carrying fellow babies. It is perturbing to any parent. So now when they go through that, it's going to create a bitterness in their hearts. It's going to create a perception of the world which is a little bit distorted. Yet we want happy mothers. We want happy future leaders, happy community members who don't have resentment from their childhood carried forward into adulthood. And remember, by 2050, Uganda's population is going to multiply. We are going to be about 100 million. So which means if we have bitter mothers, we are going to have a bitter society. We shall not be able to mobilize change among these young people because they will also be raising bitter children. Scientifically speaking, a young girl, omuwala, omubiri gugubera sexually mature at the age of 25. Abamu ku 28. Abatalina byategeera byawuliramu. Kati obeera olinganga okulya omuyembe omubisi. Kuno omuyembe mubisi bannaaye. Kiba kirunyonoka omwana n'akulakulamu. N'abeera ng'ali ready ku kifo ky'agendamu. Tulekeraawo okutakinga advantage obutamanya bwabwe n'obunafu bwabwe. Mainly, there are so many reasons, but there are mainly two reasons. The first one, which is the biggest problem, is poverty. Like the girl said in their speech when they're presenting, they said that unfortunately, when they drop out of school, when they have challenges, they seek out sugar daddies. And of course, how are they going to pay the sugar daddies for all the assistance they are extending to them? Automatically, they have to make them happy in the way that they think is right. And in the end, she's the one who carries the burden of the mistake she has done. That is the first reason. The second reason is cultural beliefs, cultural factors. Traditionally, our mothers got married when they are still teenagers, when they are still young. So it has more or less carried on. Many of them do not officially get married. It's the Baganda call it akaunda kakubyedirisa. They unfortunately enter marriage through circumstances, through situations. And unfortunately, because of that mentality, when she gets pregnant, parents say, you go and get married, you go to the man who has made you pregnant. So those two main factors, if we can sensitize and mentor them, if we can embrace government programs, and then we can, so that we can be able to uplift, remove the poverty levels, uplift their livelihood, increase household income, and of course embrace youth programs that the president has placed. There is money in Uganda Development Bank sitting there to lend to Ugandans. You don't need an account. You just need to apply for it. Why aren't we embracing these programs? These programs would be the #1 factor. Before we go and begin claiming on the TV, government at Yambe, government at Yambe, we can embrace these already existing programs and elevate these people's lives one way or the other.
Early pregnancies, more so in the community, as it has been said on the question. And that one, it's very true, because here you heard in the speeches that we had, the nation, some years Sironko was the first, again it happened to be the second, again the third. It is really very big in our area here. And one of the factors that I can say is irresponsibility of some parents. You come to realize that some parents, like those ones, some parents who drink a lot. You find the mother leaves the home earlier, the father leaves the home earlier. They leave these children in their homes, And as they go there, in the time they come back, they come very late. Why you happen to realize that some of these children, they use that one as an opportunity to engage in these other things, and you come to realize that they become a victim of mothers today. Another factor that I may say, because this one is happening to more so to our little pupils who have done P7. You come to realize that in the moment they finish P7, you find the child has passed well, but because the schools that are within this community, they are just only private institution, where some of the parents cannot access or cannot afford the school fees to take those children other levels. So you come to realize that some of those children are being just left at home. And now, because as they say, an idle mind is the devil's work. So you come to realize that they just be there and they end up also engaging in to access that government school. And in the process of these children, some of these children, to move from here to access that school, it's a longer distance. So you find these border guys on their ways, find maybe the child has moved, the girl has moved and has got tired. This man comes in kind that let me give you a lift. And in the process, as they are moving, they engage in other conversation. And you come to realize that maybe tomorrow a girl is tempted and becomes a victim of teenage mother. What I can say maybe in terms of a solution to this, I would request the government at least also to look at us in terms of support, more so this community, and maybe provide us with a government secondary school. That maybe these children, that in the terms as they finish their primary levels, they can also access other levels like secondary level within the community. That one, I think it can be one of the brilliant idea to help these children such that they shouldn't become the victim as they are now.
But mwanyika ukabanyigira dda kubanga unyala wala tabula mkuchalo chegu muwende nabi akabanga bachikolere inyange kalitufu da. I am requesting you forgive them. Mubasonye mbambe ku mukono. Give them advice, otherwise bana balikuza kula moyo mubanyifu ngali ni musungu nganyigira chalo chosizana bana befeba muchifo chekuba ne Nabulo awa muambeko umwamoti zesi Asha akusomesa zesi president akusomese program president akola program zingali na there is youth livelihood program, women empowerment schemes. Bayaya, this government has done enough. Nenga kuchiku manyabiri mu office yenda yekawoda. I task everyone muze mu office yokawo mumanye programs zes president abaterere bukuba kulakulanisi bandi muchiku manyada ingana mumanye information kusake kuze kubenga kuli beneficiary.